This time I would like to discuss what happens when Jews and Christians lose hope, what it means for their cultures. You can, of course, discuss about the differences in faith between the Jews and the Christians, which is difficult because there's very many, let's say, there's a great variety of different tendencies within Judaism and Christianity. But I think actually to understand our cultures, to understand our history, it's much more useful, and I would also say even more simple, to look at the differences in hope between the Jews and the Christians, and see what happens if both Christians and Jews lose their faith, and therefore, I would not say lose hope, but transform their hope. You see, you can lose your faith. You can say, I don't believe anymore that God exists. I don't believe anymore that the Catholic Church is the true church that Christ has founded. He's founded something else. There's a lot of things that are possible when you're talking about when there's a lot of possibilities in losing your faith. But once hope has been awakened, it can somehow not be killed. It cannot disappear. After Jewish and Christian hope, there is no return to the fatalism of the pagans. There is no place for a kind of ancient paganism where fate is decided by the gods, or by karma, or whatever. Hope can in some way only be transformed. And we can have a look at Christianity and Judaism. What happens when, through the loss of faith, hope is transformed? For the Jews, it is a very important fact, like a focus for their hope, that the kingdom of Israel will be re-established and that a Messiah will come. For the Christians, it's a bit different. They believe that the Messiah has already been there. He has founded a kingdom that is not of this world, and he will come back a second time. In fact, that's what we celebrate with the Ascension. It's in fact the feast of hope. Christ is risen. Christ will come again. Christ has come, he has suffered, he has died, and then he has resurrected and disappeared in a very mysterious way, because we believe he's still there, especially if you have faith in the 7 sacrements. He is still there, but he is sort of, well, in a very strange way, he is a mystery, he is invisible, but he will come visibly again. He will manifest himself at the end of the world. So, in the hope of the Jews, it's especially looking forward. With the Christians, they're looking both ways. They're looking forward to the second coming of Christ as the judge of all humanity. And they look back on the resurrection of Christ and his redeeming sacrifice, meant not just for the Jews, but for all peoples of the world, for all people, for all souls, for all human souls, for the whole world. And when you lose hope, that means that there will be certain tendencies visible in Jewish and Christian traditions, cultures, that deviate and even, I would say, start fighting amongst each other. Normal, let's say, faithful, believing, serious Jews and Christians, they can respect each other and say, well, we believe in this person, you don't, you're still awaiting this person. We believe that the kingdom is not of this world. You believe you don't have a kingdom in this world, but it might come. That's for the Jews. But you can respect each other because of the differences in faith. But when there is no more faith and only a transformed kind of hope, what do we get? The Christians, they will still in their hope look at the past. They will look at their tradition, but maybe forget looking for what is the source of that tradition. And they will look forward to the future, and if there's no return of the Messiah, they'll have to do the judgment, the final judgment, themselves. Whereas the Jews, who are more looking forward from the present situation where they do not have their own kingdom and their own Messiah, they will be much more just looking at the future with a utopian hope. The ideal kingdom will come. There will be like a messianic or Jewish utopia. And in a way, it is not surprising that there are still and were many radically liberal Jews part of the leftist movements of communism, of anarchism, of well, all those tendencies, ideologies that look exclusively at the future, really exclusively at the future, which the Jews don't, because they look at the past, the God of their ancestors. They were in Israel, in their country. They did receive the law. But if you only exclusively look at the future, because that's where your hope is, and you have no more faith, then of course you are very vulnerable, very, let's say, open to all kinds of atheist utopian ideas. And I think that explains why many Jews took part in the Bolshevik Revolution and also in a way prepared it. Like Marx was typically a secularized Jew. With the Christians, it's a little bit different. With us, it's a bit different. If we lose faith, our hope transforms in, I would say, in another way, because we still look at the past. We will idealize the tradition, history, our past culture, but without the source, without knowing where it is from. And then you get the different kinds of fascist tendency. And it's kind of exaltation, if you like, idolatry of tradition, which means exclusively respecting tradition. Whereas we do respect tradition, I love tradition, but not exclusively, because a good Christian looks also at the future. If we renew in the church, it's not to make something new or create a kind of new Christian utopia, but it is to prepare ourselves better for the second coming of Christ. If we do not have that hope, and we are still fixed on the future, Christians, I would say, are very quickly inclined to condemn. They are going to do this last, final, definite, universal judgment themselves. From where Anti-Semitism. I think that's what explains anti-Semitism, which comes up quite easily actually in Christian circles, because they can see that their tradition very often has worn out. It's gone, it's disappeared, or it's destroyed, or it's neglected. And so someone is guilty. And of course it's always easier to accuse the other than yourself. So this, I think, is the clash that we have seen with all the atheist regimes of last centuries. I would say last 2 centuries, since the French Revolution, is that there is, I would say, a Jewish inclination, or if you like, weakness, with respect to utopian ideas. Of course, that recently has changed because the Jews have their Jewish state, Israel. All Jews might not agree with me, but this means that they also in today's world, they have their own country. So things have changed. But I think that if you look at especially the 19th century, let's say until the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia, it's very understandable that the Jews who were secularized actively took part in leftist revolutionary movements for a long time. Whereas on the other hand, the Christians, who lost a lot of their faith, of, let's say, their stable relationships with their own people, with themselves, they turned to, let's say, more fascist, fascist tendencies, which worship the past, idealize the past. They have to do something radical to justify themselves, and instead of martyrdom for the source of life, there is the capital punishment for those who are considered to be guilty of the problems of today and the loss of the past glory. I think it's very important to consider that. If not, we cannot understand the last 2 centuries, and maybe we cannot even understand what's going on today in our world, in our Western world, in our Christian world.